Here are some tips for maximizing your 401k. You have this 401k at work, but how do you utilize it? How do you take advantage of it? Well, the first tip I have is to take advantage of the match. There are lots of different options, and employers vary pretty widely on how they offer a match, but there are some standard options that they have. Usually it's somewhere in the percentage of 3 to 6% of your income. So you put 3% of your income, then they put in 3% of income additionally. So it's free money. You got to take advantage of that. You want to figure out how exactly it works. Sometimes, it's 3%, 1 for 1 on the first 3, but then it's half of the next 2. So you really want to figure out exactly how it works to best take advantage of the match that they offer you. The second tip is to understand the taxation on the account. Now, a standard 401k is what's called pre-tax. So the money that you're putting into it actually lowers your taxable income, which lowers how much you pay in taxes now. You might have a Roth option available, a Roth 401k, which is going to be after tax. The money you put into it, it doesn't give you a tax deduction now, but it's going to grow tax-free and be used tax-free in retirement, which can be a great benefit. I have a video on how to choose between the two because it can be a little bit of a complicated decision. The third tip I have is that a 401k is not an investment, not in itself. A 401k is a retirement account and it has certain rules and restrictions and advantages that go with it. But the investments are what you have within the 401k, and you have the ability to choose the investments. It's by law, you have to be given some choices. Now, the default option is often a target date fund, which has some problems with it, so you usually want to avoid those. But choosing between the rest of the options can be a complicated decision, but it's really important because that can determine it does determine your return on the account, which can make a huge difference for how much you have saved in retirement and what the risk on your investments is. So it's a really important decision that you want to carefully walk through. You want to use the right asset classes and diversify correctly. It's a decision that you want to have a professional help you with. And that's something that we do all the time. Now, the fourth tip is that there are restrictions on the 401k and how you can and when you can use it. And you want to pay attention to those. If you use it early, you pay a 10% penalty and taxes right away. So you've really lost a lot of the work that you've put into it. And that's really why you want to have an emergency fund. I have a video on that. You want to have different money set aside for emergencies, for immediate expenses. This is a retirement account, and generally you can't use the money until 59 without penalty, and there's other restrictions. Now there's certain exceptions to that, hardship withdrawals and certain things like that. I'm not going to get into those details. You can look into it, but you want to try to stay away from it. That's why you use an emergency fund and you set this money aside for retirement. So you work your whole life for money. The goal of retirement saving is to make money work for you, so start utilizing your 401k.